Hindi na rin naman sikreto na si Maverick Hanmisi, he wants out of Barangay Ginebra. Gusto niya na magpa-trade. Sa kanya na mismo nang galing na he requested for a trade and ilang weeks later, wala pa ring trade na nangyayari. And hindi rin naman din kasi madali since maraming moving parts and yung value ni Maverick Hanmisi, if we're going to be honest, hindi na kasing taas sa kung ano nung nakuha siya ng Ginebra sa free agency. Na-rumored din, like several weeks ago, na Ginebra tried to make a move. Hindi natin alam or di tayo sure gano'ng katotoo yun. Pero as far as I know, they asked for Bong Quinto and Meralco said no. So gawin nating baseline si Bong Quinto. Dapat yung mga ideas natin hindi mas lalakas kay Bong Quinto. So that also puts Calvin Abueva and Joshua Monzon out of the picture. And diba kung ikaw yung Ginebra at this point, you have to cut your losses or, accept the fact na yung magiging kapalit ni Maverick Hanmisi, hindi na kasing taas sa kung ano si Maverick before nga siya mag-sign with Ginebra. So, kumbaga walang mga Ildefonso na gugustuhin maglaro sa SMC. Mga invento lang yun ng mga page sa Facebook kasi it gets engagement and reactions and alam mo naman, rage baiting Ginebra fans and even haters. Very passionate people, so it really works online pero that doesn't mean na totoo yun. Pero since nandito tayo sa YouTube and alam ko naman na kayo, you guys, you know better. Kayo, mga kagaya ko din na mga fans lang na, having fun lang naman. So, sa video na to, we're going to have fun. I-share ko sa inyo yung listahan ng players na I would target personally kung ako yung masusunod. Pero of course, di ba? Hindi naman ako yung nasusunod. So, kumbaga what if lang to. Mag-explore lang tayo ng mga what if trades for Maverick Hanmisi. And ayun, disclaimer, for fun lang to. Yes, pinag-isipan ko siya, but at the end of the day, mga fans lang naman tayo na nag-e-enjoy. And sabi nga nila, diba, take everything with a grain of salt. Hindi naman porket sinabi ko totoo na, diba? Maybe, malay mo. We never know. Malay mo, tumama ako sa isa sa mga tatlong to. And this is not also a prediction. Just, sharing my personal list. And after curating, after study, hindi naman studying, okay naman nun. Anyway, meron akong tatlong ways or tatlong players na magkakaibang direksyon ang pupuntahan. 3 ways. Una, kukonsintihin natin yung gusto ni Coach Tim Cone. Magpapaka-Tim Cone tayo in terms of logic. Pangalawa, kukonsintihin ko yung gusto ko personally. Si Ice ang masusunod. Pangatlo, more of an underrated choice. Yung hindi siya likely pero it makes sense in my opinion. Anyway, punta na tayo sa first option. Konsintihin natin si Coach Tim Cone. Imagine natin tayo si Coach Tim Cone. Sino yung player na perfect kung ikaw si Coach Tim Cone? And I think that's Chris Kun. And if you guys watched yung video sa draft, yung coverage ko ng draft, alam nyo gaano akong hindi sa kataas kasi I had Chris Kun around 8, even 11. Masyado siyang mataas for, number 4? That's very high for a guy like Chris Kun. Pero kung around mga 11, which is Ginebra, or even 9, pwede na yun. And nagsasalita ako sa point of view na si Chris Kun, meron kasi siyang, potential of being a JDV type of player. Na yung magiging glue sa system ng Ginebra to make it work again like it used to before. Ever since na wala si Sista, diba, nag-dip na talaga yung effectiveness ng triangle. Going back to Chris Kun, 2 laro with Titan pa lang, small sample size. Kun played around 25 minutes a night for Titan in which he averaged 5.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game. Pang Art de la Cruz, which is, kung babalikan natin, Art de la Cruz, okay naman yung time niya with Ginebra. Injury plagued lang or injury riddled stint lang kay Art de la Cruz. Pero may time na inakala ko nga Art de la Cruz tsaka Scottie Thompson ang future ng team. So, it's not that bad to have another Art de la Cruz na mas healthy ulit para sa Barangay Ginebra. And numbers-wise, medyo mababa. Pero, what we're paying for naman ay yung combination na ng size, skill set, tsaka, IQ and yung age din, ka-timeline kasi ni RJ, even Jeremiah Gray to some extent. Magkakaedad sila. I really believe na Ginebra lang yung team na kayang i-maximize si Chris Kun. Maximum potential. Kasi, really unlocks Chris Kun's strengths. Ngayon, for Titan, medyo hindi masyado kasi medyo medyo alam mo yun, sore thumb kasi siya medyo, okay, idea-wise, okay ka, pero doesn't really fit what they're trying to do. Same sa siguro 9 other teams sa liga na to. Pero pagdating sa Ginebra, I think Chris Kun could be a very impactful player para sa Barangay Ginebra. Pangalawa naman, medyo hindi siya triangle robot pero magiging effective siya sa system. This is my personal pick. Kung ako masusunod itong player ang tatargetin ko, it's Luis Angalang from Terra Firma Jeep. 6'4", post-scoring forward. I know, undersized, 6'4". Pero yung skill set niya gives Ginebra a post-scoring option which is, pinaka-importanteng part ng triangle offense. And at this point, diba, we have to accept the fact na lang na Tim Cone is going to be Tim Cone as long as si Tim Cone ang coach. Can't expect change, really. Anyway, si Troy naman is 6'7", 6'6", very tall for a 4 guy or even to some extent 5. And may shooting naman si Troy. Pwede mag-cover sa, kawalan ng height ni Sanggalang. And Sanggalang is very wide naman. Kumbaga malapad naman siya. And he can score over, taller defenders. Napakita niya naman yung last conference. Kung saan nag-average siya ng 17 points, almost 8 rebounds, and 3.1 assist. 3.1 assist is crazy to me. Hindi ko in-expect na makaka-3 assist siya. I knew na talented siya in terms of post-scoring. I used to, clown on him nung nasa Letran siya kasi bedan ako eh. Ganun talaga eh. Really effective post guy. Post-scorer. I love Vic Manuel. Parang Vic Manuel Jr. Which is kung babalikan natin si Tim Cone as we remember, nag-coach to sa SEA Games before. He really liked Vic Manuel's game. Ito yung naggila si Greg Slaughter sa MOA Arena. And ito rin yung meron mga Chris Ross. And nag-succeed si Vic Manuel sa system ni Tim Cone. And yun lang yung nasa isip ko na si Luis Sanggalang, medyo may pagka Vic Manuel siya. Less mobile siguro, pero yung post-scoring, may potential na maging ganun. And si Luis Sanggalang, pag na-trade siya sa Ginebra, is not going to score 17 points. This conference so far with Terra Firma, averages niya 11.5 points, 6 rebounds. I think pag nag-Ginebra siya, na-trade siya sa Ginebra bukas, what if lang, na I think he's going to average around mga 6 to 9 points, which is not bad for a team like Barangay Ginebra. Kailangan nila ng ganun. And ang importante doon, meron silang threat na player sa poste, which unlocks the triangle offense. Very solid and underrated player na I think would succeed sa sistema ng Ginebra. Pangatlo, speaking of underrated, this is a little bit funny kasi, Ginebra naka-draft sa player na to, 22nd pick, pero they let him go. Pero ngayon, nagtatrive siya with Terra Firma Jeep. So parang, personally, ayoko nang galawin. Parang, sige, go. Mag-succeed ka dyan sa Terra Firma. Pero, bear with me here, guys. May sense to, promise. Paulo Hernandez, 6'3" scorer from Terra Firma. Siya yung tipo kasi ng player, si Paulo Hernandez, na mataas yung output niya kasi nasa Terra Firma Jeep siya. Pero pag nilagay mo siya sa Ginebra, diba, expect those numbers and minutes to come down. Pero, pag pinold mo siya, sobrang solid. Right now, 2 games with Terra Firma, averages niya 30 minutes a night. Average 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. Currently shooting 37.5% from 3. Better shooter than that. Last conference, talagang was one of the better players, or few conferences ago, he was one of the better players for Terra Firma Jeep. And ayun nga, Ginebra naka-draft kay Hernandez, so maybe they might not, trade for him kasi pride, di ba? Minsan na nga lang mag-draft ng maayos. Pero well, personally, I'd still trade for him. Pero yun nga, they might not do it kasi pride eh. Na parang, hindi kita sinay tapos makikipag-trade ako para kunin ka. Anyway, ako, I'd do it. Perfect role player siya para sa isang stacked team kagaya ng Barangay. And alam naman natin, di ba, sa PBA, guys, past few championships na naipanalo ng iba't ibang teams, biktima tayo dito, isa sa mga to, Glenn Cobontin, di ba? Nakita natin, even nung semifinals against San Miguel, Jericho Cruz, to some extent, diba? Nakita natin yung importance ng mga role players na kaya mag-step up and score when in need. And I'm not saying naka-level, I'm just saying na nasa same genre si Paulo Hernandez na mga Don Trollano pre-weight loss era, pre-glow up era. I think Paulo Hernandez is a type of player na pag nilagay mo siya sa Ginebra, siya yung 8th guy off the floor. Siya yung 3rd guy off the bench, basically. Hindi siya 6-man nga eh, pero parang siya yung susunod sa 6-man or yung susunod pa doon. Pero he's going to score around, 5 to 10 points a night. Tapos call it a day. And pagkatapos ng game, as a fan, makikita, solid tong player na to. Yung parang John Wilson noon, di ba? Si John Wilson, kumbaga, or Mac Barakael, na parang, you don't expect naman Mac Barakael to play star player level basketball, pero i-score siya ng around 6 to 11 points sa, 28 minutes niya, or even minsan nga 23 minutes pag maganda laro ni Chris Ellis, or pag okay si Elmer Espiritu, yung mga ganon. Pero, maaalala mo si Mac Barakael na parang, solid player to. I think Paulo Hernandez, ganong klaseng player siya. Kumbaga si Don Trollano nga, bago siya maging, James Yap Jr. ngayon sa San Miguel dahil nagkaroon siya ng glow up. Anyway, so yan yung tatlong players na aking napili na I'd personally trade for Maverick Hamisi. And yung pang-apat, hindi ko na sinama kasi this is the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, ang value ni Maverick Hamisi isang first round pick, which I'd take personally. Kunin ko na yung first round pick. Malalim naman yung draft. So yun, I didn't want Maverick Hamisi na umalis sa Ginebra. Gusto ko si Maverick and na-appreciate ko yung time niya with Barangay Ginebra. Pero sabi nga nila, di ba, wala namang forever. I personally like Maverick Hamisi bago pa siya maging Ginebra. And I was very ecstatic nung nag-sign siya with Ginebra. Unfortunately, hindi niya na-meet yung potential niya sa team na to. I will not blame kahit na sino. I think it's just, the situation at hand. And, minsan talaga, just, you take your losses kagaya kung paano mo kunin yung wins mo. So, maybe ganun lang talaga. That's just life. That's just basketball. That's just, business.